Jordan Peterson's career came under fire after a single tweet. He's so close to losing his license as a clinical psychologist. And guess what? This legendary man isn't going down without a fight. In fact, his January 17th tweet shows that the drama is far from over. Will he become a Stoic icon, or does he deserve to get fired? Let's find out. In 2015, filmmakers Maziar Gaderi and Patricia Marcochia approached Jordan Peterson with an offer. They asked permission to film a documentary about the Canadian psychology professor. Shockingly, he agreed without much fuss. Years ago, the couple had stumbled upon his book, Maps of Meaning. As of then, Jorden was not known. Fast forward to 2016, when he gained instant fame. That year, the renowned professor posted a video on YouTube criticizing Bill C-16 and political correctness. In case you missed it, Bill C-16 was all about gender, pronoun use, freedom of speech, and the rights of transgender Canadians. Peterson disagreed with specific clauses. He criticized the bill so much that he gained global attention. Who is this man, and what did he say? Peterson's tweet criticized political figures too. He also took it out on the transgender community. The last straw that broke the camel's back was a tweet against Elliot Page. He wrote, "Remember when pride was a sin, and Ellen Page just had her breasts removed by a criminal physician?" Recall that Page announced her switch in 2020. Despite pressures to apologize to Elliot, Peterson didn't budge. He said he would rather die than delete the offensive tweet. While Twitter, now X, temporarily suspended his account. Many argue that his tweets are unprofessional and not expected from a professor of psychology. When the news got to the College of Psychologists of Ontario, they intervened. They mandated that he undergo a social media communication retraining program. The order was frustrating, but he spoke against it. Peterson argued that his conduct online was not harmful to the public or his professional integrity. He took the case to Ontario's highest court to hear their opinion.
Our people are attempting to make us speak their language.
What the judiciary is doing in support of the college is wrong, as we all know.
Unfortunately, the court ruled that his statements were harmful and caused the public not to trust psychologists. Peterson was ordered to pay $25,000 and complete the training or risk losing his license. In response, Peterson says his license was as good as gone. This development in Peterson's life is a reflection point for him and us. It gives us a glimpse of Stoicism. His situation reflects the balance between personal freedom of expression and professional responsibilities. Stoics argue that it requires wisdom and self-discipline to navigate both effectively. Does Jordan Peterson check all the boxes to be considered a true Stoic? Keep watching. Jordan Peterson's response was straightforward after the Ontario court gave its final ruling. It showed his unusual approach to controversy. He expressed his views without fear. He fought the decision legally and through various public forums. He was out there on social media and even print media. Peterson said that the college had won the round, but the war was not over. He added, "There's nothing you can take from me that I'm unwilling to lose, so watch out. Seriously, you've been warned." In another tweet, he wrote, "So the Ontario Court of Appeal ruled that the court can pursue their prosecution. If you think that you have a right to free speech in Canada, you're delusional. I will make every aspect of this public, and we will see what happens when utter transparency is the rule. Bring it on." Where is Stoicism in all of this? First, Peterson does not claim to be a Stoic or acknowledge it in his writings. His response to controversies reveals an interesting contrast. Stoicism generally emphasizes emotional control, rationality, and focusing on what's within one's control. Stoics encourage you to accept what is beyond your control. Peterson doesn't do that. He fights back. Does it mean that he has more control over his situation? Certainly not. However, this man stands firmly on his principles regardless of what happens to his professional career. This aligns with the Stoic virtue of courage. Stoic courage is being fearless in the face of life's troubles. It's about not being afraid of public opinion, disease, or death. A Stoic is not courageous for the sake of it, but is fearless because he realizes there's nothing to be afraid of. It's one thing to be fearless and another to handle adversity like a Stoic. Let's see what he does differently. When faced with challenges, a Stoic first distinguishes between what can and cannot be controlled. Regarding public criticism, Stoicism advocates maintaining a healthy emotional balance. Instead of responding defensively, a Stoic examines the criticism rationally. extracts constructive elements, and dismisses unhelpful comments. This brings us to the Stoic principle of objectivity, where events are seen without bias or personal emotions. When something happens, how do you respond? Do you go with your first emotional response? Stoicism says that your first emotional response is not always your best. Also, Stoicism addresses the balance between freedom of speech and professional responsibility. While Stoics value free expression, they also emphasize speaking and acting virtuously. They believe in the concept of appropriate action. While practicing freedom of speech, you should consider its impact on others. For a clinical psychologist like Jorden Peterson, it means balancing his thoughts and the ethical implications of his public statements. Can you say that Jorden Peterson acted virtuously with his comments about Elliot Page? Share your thoughts in the comments below. One more thing. Jorden Peterson is a notable voice on X, formerly Twitter. He's so vocal that while he was temporarily away, his fans missed him so much. An in-depth study reveals that he deployed some Stoic strategies on this platform. You surely want to know how he did that. Self-awareness and reflection are major Stoic lessons. Back to Peterson. He makes loads of public statements, especially on social media. These controversial statements landed him in trouble and even had legal repercussions. A Stoic approach entails reflecting on one's words and how they align with one's profession. A career as serious as psychology is bound by ethical guidelines. For instance, these professionals do not shame or judge their clients. They must always stay true to the best practices. Anything outside this is a recipe for disaster. This is where Peterson gets it all wrong. He doesn't balance personal beliefs with societal and his professional life. Stoicism does not tell you to suppress your personal beliefs. No, it doesn't. Instead, it politely asks you to find a balance. In this case, Peterson should have considered the impact of his statement on Elliot and the transgender community. Applying Stoic principles to modern challenges helps you maintain composure and rationality. Stoicism preaches the value of responding to adversity with a calm and measured approach. It encourages people to be rational instead of the usual emotional reactions. This Stoic principle is necessary for public figures handling controversies daily. Another important Stoic lesson is the role of integrity in public discourse. Stoicism places great emphasis on virtue and integrity. Peterson did not align his statements with ethical standards and societal responsibilities. He exercised his freedom of speech, which interfered with his professional integrity. At this point, his license is at risk. He'll say goodbye to his career if he doesn't take the media training course. This puts us at a crossroads. Would it be more Stoic for him to water down his freedom of speech and be free from all these? Or should he stand firm and continue to fight his perceived oppressors? Where do you stand in this situation? Please share with us in the comments below.